Всім привіт! Хочу привітати студентку нашого факультету Анну Поднякову, яка не забуває про свою альма-матер, минулу студентку, яка побудувала гучну кар'єру у світі IT. Наразі обіймає посаду проджект-менеджера в компанії Get Dev Done. Так, і виступить з темою Unlocking Creativity with No Code, Webflow Adventure. Аня, дуже дякую вам за цю нагоду і передаю слово вам.
Дякую. Зараз я спробую зашарити екран. Так, видно чи ні? О, зараз воно вантажить.
Так.
Okay, so the reasons behind this topic and why I actually selected this topic for this lecture is because in our company, we've noticed recently a great shift from highly customizable and expensive solutions in web development. I probably should have started with the fact that I'm working in web development company, and we are building lots of websites. Sometimes we do build some applications, but mostly those are websites. And no-code solutions or low-code solutions, I will explain further what does it mean, but in general, that's not our main target, or it's not a typical product we are providing. And the reason we decided to kind of like join this type of service is because nowadays clients would like to receive everything for like nothing. They have really low budgets, they have very high expectations, they typically very non-technical. There are actually many reasons why people are picking no-code solutions nowadays. So this is like a direction I've been working on in my company. We've started like a couple of years ago to develop this one. And Webflow is the product that I'm working with and my team is working with, apart from WordPress and other custom solutions. So I would like, since I know, guys, how technical you are, how much you know about website structure, etc., I think it makes sense to kind of like give a small excursus in general into the website structure, and then we will move on to the I will move this one, sorry. We will move on to the no-code solutions overall. So basically, whenever you open a page in your browser, what you see is code. And so all the text, images, all the nice animations, that's front end. Whenever you have within your website some backend, because not all websites have backend. This means you could log in as administrator to your backend and check all their details about your site. You could edit your site easily. You could check the database and connect databases there, check some statistics, etc. As I mentioned, not all websites have backend solutions. But those websites that do have, you have this ability to kind of like manage your site easier, understand what's happening from the user perspective on your site as well, maybe. So it kind of like gives you more ability to run your business, run your website, etc. But obviously it costs more money. So as mentioned, this is just a summary of what I just do. Front-end focuses on layout, animations, content, graphics. Typical front-end languages would be HTML, CSS, JS, while for backend, it focuses on building code, database management, again, more or some easy solutions for editing websites in case you're not aware with the code in general. Programming languages here like Python, Java, Node.js. A great example, if we can like go in more details for the front end part, yes, a great example would be a human body to compare with your web page or your website. So HTML is kind of like skeleton. In HTML, you tell the page, you tell the browser that this is gonna be header, this is gonna be like paragraph, this is gonna be image. And as you can see, just an example of the text here, that's what your browser reads and shows on the page. But with using just HTML, the page looks really very sad because all you have is just text on the white background. Obviously, nobody wants a site like this. That's why we need CSS, and we can compare CSS with muscles, because that's where you define all the beauty of your pages. That's where you say that I would like text to be like yellow, for example. I would like background to be blue. I would like to align things center, left side, etc. I would like to use some custom font. So this could be compared to the muscles. And of course, it's 21st century. Nobody wants to have static websites. Everybody wants, I don't know, Apple website, yes, where things are flying around with some nice animations. That's where JavaScript comes in action. And basically, JavaScript is responsible for any movements, any interactivity, any animations of your website. That's where you say that I would like this image to rotate. I would like this object to fly. I would like, I don't know, these blocks not to be static, but to open, close, for example, for accordion feature, etc. That's okay. You should. Yes, that's just example of what I just told you. Right now, when I'm scrolling the page, that's video, but obviously I was scrolling the page. That was front end. What you see right now is backend. It's WordPress CMS system, and you could see how the user could easily change the text on his backend, right? He just checks the field which says, for example, title, description, or button. Everything is set by the developer, and it easily changes on the front end. So that helps greatly from the perspective of site management. That's just an example of how to change the link. And maybe I will have some more examples here on how to change the button text. And let's probably move on a bit. Okay, I can't move the video, so we have to watch it. Okay, then I'll just comment that's the video right now shows how to change the text in icons, how to change the description of the blog. So basically, right now I'm showing you how administrator could easily navigate through his website and change all the content, if of course it's set properly on the backend, because all these fields that you would like to edit, you need to tell your development team that you would like the fields to be editable, easily move around the page. Like you can see at this point that you could even change the order of the blocks on your website without involving any developer, etc. Okay, that's some more settings in admin panel. I also wanted to show you how code editing would have looked like if there was no CMS, like if the site didn't use any backend solution. So let me try to move it. I drove my presentation. That's not nice. Here probably. Let's go to here. Okay, it starts just from the very scratch. Sorry, guys. Okay, like this maybe. Here, imagine that your web page does not have any backend. In this case, what you see right now, it's HTML. So to change any text, you can need to go within the needed tag. You need to find the needed link. And it takes really, it takes some knowledge to know how to change it. And it's only HTML, which is pretty basic and much more easier than CSS or JavaScript. So as you can see from the management point of view, that's not very customer friendly, etc. Let's go here. Yeah, so basically that's editing the page using code. Now let's talk about some history probably. So in 1993, the web became more open for the users. Yes, it's not any longer a closed system that anyone who knows HTML could actually communicate with the browser and build some website. In 1994, a famous GeoCities, not very famous right now, but it was pretty popular back in 19th appeared, and it's kind of like the first no-code web builder, which allowed people to do some personal blogs or some simple pages. While in 2003, WordPress launched his first product. And up to today, WordPress is one of the most widespread solutions used as a customer management, content management system. Yes, and it has lots of templates. It's kind of like it's not a no-code solution, but if you use some preset modules or if you use some plugins, you could kind of consider it to be a low-cost, no-code solution. Again, it's one of the most popular nowadays. And when we move on to 2004 and 2006, that's basically a boom of those no-code web builders, because that's when Squarespace, Joomla, Wix were created, were launched on the market. And in 2017, Webflow takes the stage. And the main difference of the Webflow is that it's a tool which is actually built for the designers. And that's why it's so powerful, because it empowers certain category of people to build websites, making them so nice and animated without involving any developers into building those websites. So back to some theoretical things, like what is no-code? No-code is a development approach that allows anybody without any technical background or programming skills to create and deploy software applications or websites. Here it's important to understand the difference between complete no-code and low-code. No-code means that the system is the system of the solution you're using. It's so closed and limited that you can't add any line of code within it. While in low-code solutions, there is a possibility to customize some things if you know some coding. You might find ability there to add some CSS, or you might find ability to add some custom JS. So basically, from the development perspective, low code gives you more ability to customize your website. The main method that is used in no-code, low-code builders is called drag and drop method, which means you do not need to understand all those HTML tags. You just open the builder. I will show some pictures of the builders, and you select an element you need on your web page. It might be an image, it might be a video, it might be, I don't know, some carousel, so preset module, and you just drag and drop it on your page, and that's it. It's working, and you have kind of a working site. There is a famous consultancy, it's called Gartner. So they define some trends in no-code, low-code direction. And they say that by 2026, 75% of new applications will be built using no-code, low-code tools. And the second fact which is important is that developers outside of traditional IT departments will make up to 80% of users of low-code development tools, which means that we are shifting to the world where IT won't be that complex as it used to be. Yes, IT industry. I mean, we are moving to the world where any person could actually build his own website. We will still have we still have those custom solutions, those complex systems that would require human skills, yes, that would require skilled IT professionals involved into building such systems and such solutions. But for some easy tasks, for some minimum viable products, you don't need to hire IT developers any longer. You don't need to boost your budgets for this. Yes, you could just use one of the no-code builders to test your product idea, or to build some portfolio website, or to create some blog, etc. That's some facts gathered by Zapier. They are one of the no-code, very popular no-code tools used for automation. So they asked people what drove them to keep using no-code tools. And 83% mentioned that it's desire to reduce the time certain tasks take. 76% mentioned that they have a desire to automate certain tasks or aspects in business. 74% mentioned that they would like to increase flexibility gain to build their site using their own terms, and 73% mentioned that they would like to roll out new products or new features faster than it goes with the originally manual coding, yes, or some tools that are built and set manually instead of the no-code, low-code solutions. That's some quotation. It's just summary of what I just mentioned, that no-code tools, they reduce the amount of time and coding expertise required to translate your idea into something people could actually go and use. If we go into more details, that's a lot of text, I know. What are the main benefits of the low-code, no-code solutions? The first and the most important is user-friendly interface. As we mentioned, most builders, they are using this drag and drop method. So you just select an element, you place it on the page, and voila, it's all working like a charm. It's quick development, so you don't need any longer to go into the prototyping, then into designing stage, and then only into the web development phase. It goes all pretty faster now compared to traditional coding methods. It's reduced dependency on developers, because many, if we, for example, take small businesses, or I don't know, if we take non-commercial sector, yes, some institutions, some kindergartens, some schools, not all of them have developers in their staff, yes, and hiring developers is pretty expensive. So reduced dependency on developers to maintain the site, not only to build, but to actually maintain the site, to make any changes. For example, I'm working in school and I would like to update the pages, the blog pages of my site regularly. I would like to change the schedule, and I don't want each time to hire a developer to do this because it's like extra budget, extra money I don't have for this. The next one is cost effectiveness. Obviously, for small and medium projects, well, for some easy projects, yes, the solutions that come from using no-code, low-code are much cheaper than the solution which are customly built, that are developed by developers, etc. And updates and maintenance. There are things with custom solutions and custom content management systems you need as an owner of the website, or yeah, basically as an owner of the website. You need to make sure that the site is always up to date in terms of the plugins used there. You need to check that security is okay, that there are no vulnerabilities. So all these things also require involvement of developers. And whenever you're using some builder or like pre-made solution, yes, all those things are typically handled by the developers of the platform. So for example, if we're taking Webflow, it's like a platform, it has all included, and the developers of this platform, those who provide this solution, they take care about updates, they take care about the security points. So you as a user and the owner of the website don't have to worry about such things. This is an example and comparison of how traditional development, web development, differs from the development which is based on no-code, low-code solution, basically Webflow. So traditional development goes like this. We build wireframe, we build prototype, we test it, then we do visual design, and only then we get to coding stage. We code the website based on the designs that were built. Then we test the website, then we fix bugs, and only then we send this website to the client. Instead, and basically, if we count the efforts needed in the traditional web development approach, they're pretty big, because it's not only, as we discussed with you, we have like front-end and back-end developers involved in the website. And typically, these are two different people who are working on these stages. Of course, there are some full-stack developers who, як це кажуть, руки-ножиці, who can do everything, yes, but typically that's still two different people. Then the third person is QA, then you have PM, and this all adds up cost of the project. While if you're using a Webflow platform, typically it's only designer who is working on the website. He does everything at once within the platform. He wireframes, he prototypes, he does visual design, and then he just publishes it. Because instead of using different tools, like I'm designing a site in Figma, then I'm giving this Figma static file to my developer, who will slice from Figma and implement it into HTML, CSS. In Webflow solution, I'm just designing everything in Webflow, and it at once turns into working website. Some drawbacks of no-code, low-code solution. The first one is scalability. No-code, low-code solutions are great for some simple microsites, maybe, so simple projects, straightforward projects. But in case you understand that your client needs something bigger, he needs some platform that will be scaled in future, and maybe he needs some custom solutions for the clients, low-code, no-code solution is not the best approach to take, simply because the system has its own limitations. The system can't consume lots of custom code, and it's really an issue because they have even limitation of number of symbols you could use as a custom code. Customization, again, there are limitations compared to traditional coding methods, because whenever you are manually write code, you could set anything in this code, any type of design, any type of animation. But whenever you work in Builder, it could simply have no solution to customize the website apart from the templates that have been used, or it could have really limited ability for customization. So the sites might not be that nice, that animated, that smart looking, but the thing is, lots of users, unless it is some, I don't know, designing company or some cool marketing agency or some, I don't know, highly creative industry request, lots of clients, they actually do not need this level of customization that is offered by traditional coding methods. And the third one is learning curve, and it's actually where where the funny thing happens, because all these builders, they tell you that you could build your website within 1 day, and you don't need any technical skills, you don't need to be professional, you don't need to understand any line of code. And then whenever you dig into this and actually start building things do not turn out as you expected, things get broken. And we actually saw many clients who came to us with websites they've been working on, and they were like, I've tried to build my website, and that's what I have. Now I need you guys to fix what I've built. And typically we just have to do everything from scratch, simply because whenever these builders say that you don't need any coding skills, you need at least some basic understanding of website structure and some tags, some divs, because without it, your website might get broken. So about Webflow, that's actually a screenshot, and that's where that's what I meant on the drag and drop builder. So you just have this navigation on the right, left. So on the sidebar, you could pick an element and drag it to the page, and it just jumps there and ready to use. Basically, you don't need to understand any line of code to build site here. So Webflow is a visual development platform that allows users to create a customized website, online stores. They say without coding, but you might need some coding if you would like to enhance what comes out of the box. The main advantages of this platform, it's the first one is relevant for designers. If you're a person that's familiar with Sketch or Figma, for example, that would be really easy for you to work in Webflow. Because seriously, we have designers in companies that know nothing about coding, but it was easy for them to learn Webflow and start building sites in Webflow without involving developers into the process. Then Webflow has its own internal content management system, and that's great because it gives you more flexibility. It has included hosting and backups, so you don't need to go and search for some hosting provider when you have the website built. That's what you typically do with WordPress, for example, because your website, obviously, until you publish it on some domain, yes, on some hosting, it's just a dead thing. You can't see it, you can't share it with the users. Webflow has its built-in, so you just tick publish and the site is live. Easy integration with numerous services. If in traditional coding approach, your developer has to study different APIs to understand whether it's possible to connect some third-party solution into the website. With Webflow, using Zapier, for example, you could connect any type of third-party service easily without even having any coding knowledge. It does have custom code ability. So if you're working with some client who is very particular about some animations, etc., and Webflow does not allow to build this type of animation out of the box, you could use custom JS to add into the builder. You could use custom CSS to enhance your experience. It comes cheaper than WordPress for sure, and most likely it comes cheaper than other content management systems as well. And it has amazing free university. So if you kind of like have free time and desire to get some both design skills and development skills, you're most welcome to check the university, because it's really great, and they do provide both theoretical knowledge and knowledge relevant to work with Webflow. Some of the constraints, and we've already discussed some of them, it's dependency on the service provider. So for example, imagine the situation that you have a date to launch the site, and Webflow platform for some reason is down. They are fixing it, they are updating you, but oops, the site is down and you can't launch your website, you don't know what to tell your users, etc. So you're kind of like dependent on the service provider and how they handle everything on their site. There is, even though there is content management system built-in within Webflow, it's quite limited. It has limitations set for the amount of custom elements that you could use, custom fields, etc., depending on the pricing plan that you're having. They say it's like that their site plans are quite confusing, and that's true, because I think they have at least 8 site plans, depending on what type of site you're building, whether it's just informational site or maybe it's e-commerce site. And they require some basic knowledge of HTML, CSS to build the website. That's what I mentioned already, that even though they declare that you do not need this knowledge, in fact, this knowledge comes handy when you build a live site. The question which we had in our company when we thought on some no-code, low-code solutions and which one to pick and try our skills in, we compared different solutions on the market, and we saw that, move this thing up. And we saw that Webflow has actually multiplied its market share by 9% in only 2 years. So if you see this figure here, it says 0.2 in 2019, while it's 0.9 in May 2022, which is a great level of growth. If you compare it with WordPress, for example, WordPress, of course, has a greater market share, so most of the users, they do use WordPress in their sites, but the growth is not that quick as in Webflow. So we do have hope that this growth will continue, because they are investing lots of money into their platform. Webflow has its own marketplace. What you can find there are libraries which help you to build your sites faster and easier. Of course, some libraries are paid, but there are also some free libraries. Library is a set of elements, for example, navigation, footer, menu. So all the main elements that need to be present on your website, they are included into libraries. You connect this library, you grab the needed elements, and you just style them using the color tool in Webflow. There are applications which allow you to connect some third-party services. So you just find an application with a relevant service you would like to have on your website. For example, I would like to have HubSpot form connected on my site. You find application which allows you to do this, and you use this application. Marketplace has also a list of experts, so partners, agencies, freelancers who are providing Webflow services, and that's actually why we picked Webflow, because it gave us an ability to have our own profile on their marketplace. So we are in the list of experts. We are certified Webflow experts, and we have leads. We are receiving leads through their portal, through their page. So it's like extra channel to get some clients, to get some projects. It has library of templates. Again, some templates are paid, but there are also many free of charge solutions. So you could download the template, have free accounts set up, because in Webflow there are different pricing plans, but they also have free accounts for one website, I think, at least. So you could play around and maybe try some template and build some website for yourself, just to see how it works, and to understand that that's not so difficult as it might look like. And they have just library of examples made in Webflow websites, which is not relevant for this lecture. How can you use Webflow? You could, for example, build personal portfolio. Because I wanted this lecture to be kind of like useful, not only for those who will be working in IT, but also for anyone in our 21st century. Yes, no matter in what area you will be working, you might want to have some web presence for different reasons. And Webflow is one of the solutions that allow you to have this web presence really cheap or free of charge at all. So, for example, if you need a personal portfolio, not necessarily that you're a developer or designer. Maybe you just want to have your CV stand out. So while all people are sending those static PDF files to companies when they apply to some job, you could take some template, customize it for your needs, and voila, you're having personal portfolio online with a link sending to your to the job, how do you call it, работодавец, так? You can build event websites. Let's imagine you're having some conference in university, or you have some event in your, I don't know, in your small business. It can be actually anything. So you need just one page telling people about this event, and maybe having a form for people to sign up for this event. Again, you could use Webflow for this using some template. Maybe you would like some e-commerce ventures. Maybe you would like to build some community engagement platform. For example, if we are taking our city, maybe there is a list of projects that your organization, if you are taking non-government organization, yes, your organization is doing some projects in the city, and you would like to list these projects, maybe to get some funding for these projects, again, giving some web presence to your organization. So you could do this with Webflow as well. Educational resources hub, maybe as a university or as a professor in university, you would like to organize all the materials you are sharing with your students. So you could be some hub with resources, with lectures for students to navigate around. Or you might want to tell some story, again, about your organization, about yourself, about the work you are doing. So interactive storytelling is also possible with Webflow. Here I want to just to tell more about partnership with Webflow, maybe I'm looking like цей представник Webflow, так, підключайтеся всі до Webflow, але ні, просто така інформація, можливо, стане у нагоді, якщо ви зацікавитеся Webflow і будете розбиратися із ним, що саме ви можете монетизувати, коли працюєте у Webflow. So they have this program, partnership with Webflow. You can become a certified expert. For this, you just need one person. It's like for company, for agency, but you could do this alone. So you just need one person, basically yourself, who takes the tests on the platform. They are free of charge. There are 3 tests, I think. Yes, 3 tests, free of charge. You are taking those tests. You could take them several times, I think 3 times, but need to verify. You need to complete, they say, minimum customer projects, but those are not necessarily need to be built for your clients. So those could be your portfolio projects. If you're also studying some design, you could build 3 sites and share those links with Webflow support. When you give your application, you need to buy the workspace plan. Yeah, that's where you need to invest some money, but the cheapest plan, I think, is like $29 or maybe $20 per month, so it's not that expensive. Yes, you could buy the workspace plan, and you need some portfolio website. Basically, it could be the page again built on Webflow, something quite easy, telling about your skills, the work you have done, etc. So you submit this, they review everything, and if everything is okay, you get this professional Webflow certified badge, which looks like this. They take your profile and put it in their system. So whenever there is a person who needs website, they navigate through hire Webflow expert page, and they could see you. This is our company, so that's our profile. You could see that we are experts since 2022, which is pretty cool. As I mentioned, you get clients from here. It's like an additional source of marketing, which is cost us nothing, basically. A few words about Webflow University. I already mentioned it's free of charge, and it's not only about Webflow. They're also telling about design, so you could check the courses there. I have a link here, so if anybody would like to have this presentation, I will share it. It's also like there are lectures for different level of skills and understanding of web development in general and design. And here is a video. I wanted to show you how Webflow looks inside. That's an example of libraries. You could see right now I'm navigating through some free libraries. So just pick one library, install it on your account. Account is free, as I mentioned here. Yeah. That's the template, free template I used. So I just add this library to my template. And if you go inside the designer, that's how Webflow work inside. Yeah, it's an example of a portfolio site, which you could edit. As you can see, it comes over responsive, looking nice on mobiles and desktops. You could change easily the text. Yeah. And that's how you can publish things. They have test staging, which is also pretty cool, that you don't need to publish at once on the lead site. Site is published successfully, and I should show here. Yeah, it's about color change and text change here, so it's pretty much easily editable in templates. That's how it looks to add elements. So you just check the blocks you would like to add from the library I connected. For example, navigation or some section you would like to add. Yeah, it didn't work from the first time. So one more try. And section is here. So not that hard, and it's editable. So just a ready component, you don't need to build anything. Yep, I think, oh, okay, I have one more slide, wait. So there are there are different no-code tools on the market. I told you about Webflow, which is used for website building process. There are also no-code tools for connecting applications, for example, plugin some forms, depending on your needs, actually. So, for example, there is Airtable, which is like a database. It's similar to Google Sheets probably, so you could connect Airtable and populate it with your data. There is Zapier, which is used for automation. As mentioned, via Zapier, you could connect any third-party solution with your website without adding any extra code. Yes, there is MailChimp, which is used for emails mostly, for the forms, so you could generate forms there and add this form to your website. If you would like to build some application, you could use Babel. It's a tool similar to Webflow, just for web or mobile applications. For the shops, if you need some kind of shop, please check Shopify. It has really huge library of examples, and it's very popular content management system. JotForm is used for the forms like contact forms, etc. And HubSpot is another great solution for building websites. Actually, the thing with HubSpot, you could use it like as a system to build the website wholly, or you could use it partly just to generate some form in HubSpot and add it to your website, because HubSpot has many cool things for marketing perspective and from sale perspective as well. So HubSpot is not a tool for designers. It's built more for probably marketing agencies, and it's cool thing that it provides some tips on how to build pages good for from SEO perspective, how to I don't know, work with your clients. So it's pretty cool tool, which does not give you that nice effects and animations, but from the perspective of working on the market, selling something, working with clients, they have really large set of tools to do that. So you could check that if your business connected to that, or if you have some ideas for this. I guess that's pretty much it from me. So if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to ask me.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for such a great presentation. It was amazing, especially for folks who has experience in IT. I have a few of questions from my part. Yeah, could you, as far as I understand, Get Dev Done, this is a company that specializes on exactly these kind of solutions. And can you share your experience of the most, let's say, complex and sophisticated project that was built using Webflow solution?
So we are not specializing in low code, low code. It's just recent product, yes, which we added to the number of products that we are sharing with our clients. About some of the sophisticated things we managed to build with Webflow. Like most of our projects are under NDA, obviously, so I can't share any names, unfortunately. But for example, we managed for organization, and it was one of my favorite projects. There was a US organization that was working with stray dogs. They were getting donations and having profiles of all the dogs that they try to save. And we've built a site on Webflow. The client couldn't decide actually whether he would like to use no-code solution or whether he would like to build the whole website using React. For those who work in with IT, you guys know probably that React is very expensive, especially like developers in React are quite expensive, their hourly rate. And when we compared the budget and when we compared the timeline, the client was like, okay, this is gonna be like minimum viable product and we will go with no-code solution, namely low-code solution, namely Webflow. So we built this system for him. We connected some, again, low-code solutions like donor box for gathering the donations. We did have to work with some code, yes, applications. Not all applications had this ability to be connected without coding skills. So we had involved senior developer for that. But overall, the site took us like maybe 2-3 weeks to complete, and the client was totally satisfied with this website. He's still like sending us some revisions, but right now he's not sure even whether he's gonna be switching it from Webflow to React, because looks like Webflow could do for the initial stage of his project. So basically Webflow is really great for those people who are unwilling to invest like huge budgets at the beginning of their project, yes, at the beginning of the launch of their business, for example. They have some, I don't know, $2,000-3,000, for example, and they would like to test the approach. They would like to test the hypothesis, some hypothesis. So they could pick this no-code, low-code solution, invest not that much money, check the outcome, and then switch to something more complex, more expensive. Some of our clients are startups, so they just built some simple website at the beginning, then they try to gather donations, not donations, sorry, it's non-government sector. They gather some investments, like seed investments, yes, and they come back and build something more complex because they already have budget. But to get this budget, you need to kind of like start with some web presence. So let's say low-code solutions are great for starting your web presence in general.
Good, thank you. And the next question from my side, when it comes to non-functional requirements, how Webflow are dealing with them, especially, do you have any restrictions on load that a specific Webflow site may undertake, or any integration restrictions that you can think about, or localization? How do you deal with these kinds of questions?
There are actually, yes, there are actually lots of restrictions, and that's what's bad about builders. Most of the time you could do nothing about them because they're simply coming from the platform itself. You could just submit a ticket, and there is like a special system where people have wish list of things that needs to be added to the platform. But I would say they are pretty flexible in terms of this. They're like checking the wish list, and whenever there is like point reached in votes from people, yes, they start to work on this feature. For example, as you mentioned, localization, they didn't have native localization for like long time. They just launched it last year, I think, or maybe 2 years ago, because it was so greatly requested by people. Like, guys, you're selling us a product to build websites and you don't allow native localization. We can't build like 2-language sites, etc. This is ridiculous. So they currently have native localization, and I could tell you a funny story about how happy we were about this localization, because we had a client. They had like bilingual site. We used plugin initially, a third-party plugin to connect, and then they were coming to us and saying, "Oh, Webflow is launching its own localization. Could we use it?" And we were like, "Yeah, of course. Why?" Migration took us like 1 day. It's already was painful process, but then there were some issues with launching the site. So the site was down due to our inexperience and the process being not smooth on the Webflow site. So it was really a disaster for the client, because they didn't understand what was happening. We didn't have experience with migrating from plugin to the original Webflow localization. We had lots of calls with clients, and really the process of migration was very painful and was one of the most unpleasant experience in our work, I think, both mine and developers. Anyway, we solved it, but again, whenever there is new feature coming, this means that you will have clients requesting you to move from the previous plugins to this new feature, and the process typically is not well thought and not well prepared. So this is one of the, I would say, also issues with using these no-code platforms. Another restriction which we notice pretty often is SEO things, because clients typically check their websites in Google Speed. Yes, they would like to have like green zones there. They would like to have 100% there. And it's for those who work in IT, you guys probably know that it's pain in S. I'm sorry, but it's pain in S always, because you could never reach those figures with customly written code. And when you use some third-party tool, it's like impossible at all. So we had like 30%, I think, on mobiles, and client was like, I need to improve this. My developer was like, okay, I've read some documentation. I think we could try. He did the approval, and the desktop figures went down. The client was like, oh my God, where is optimization? So she was very, very unhappy about this, but it turned out to be that lots of things are coming from the platform directly. So you can't build mobile first there. You can't remove the scripts that are coming from Webflow. So there's basically for developer nothing to optimize, yes, because the code is all closed in this box of the builder. And this is, I would say, this is one of the biggest limitations, yes, for those clients who are very, very particular about those figures in the page speed, and very concerned about their SEO. So how we handle this? We just tell you guys, not everything depends on us. You need to understand this. Yes, it's a cheaper solution, but the platform has its own limitations, and you will have to live with those, because we as a developers, we can't contact Webflow and tell them, hey guys, fix your SEO settings. Hey guys, do that, because it simply doesn't work this way. So kind of like it's client's choice, yes.
Thank you for such an empathetic answer, Anna. I believe one more rabbit hole that we can talk about, it lies in Arabic localization. Yeah, I had experience at my previous job, and we have to, switch from left to right layout to right to left layout, and everything goes broken. Yeah, but it was explicit request from the client, and we spent, instead of let's say 1 day, 2 weeks fixing all the layout issues and the feedback from the client. Thank
Yeah,
you for such a detailed presentation. I believe this is a key tendency, key trend in IT for, as you mentioned, portfolio development, some donation, easy marketplaces. Yeah, good presentation. Thank you for speaking. Any side notes? I saw one comment from Marina Shuba. Anna, thank you so much for your presentation. Before that, I didn't know anything about such a platform, and it's really cool that it has such wide possibilities for different purposes. Thank you, Anna. Let's stay in touch and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Повертаючись до нашої дискусії, у нас через 10 хвилин буде наступний спікер Константин Решетняк, який нам розкаже про складнощі роботи у розподіленій команді. Робимо перерву.